Hello, wonderful people. Welcome to the eighth part of the tutorial, where we'll be adding the last set of details to what we've got so far, and then we'll continue modeling the remaining parts of the vehicle. But just before we begin, I just want to say please, if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, just a way to appreciate the effort and the time I put in to make these videos, kindly subscribe. It's going to mean so much to me. Like the video, share it, and comment below if you have any questions. Let's go. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to rename this part to door just to make things a bit more easy. So press F2, and in fact I'm going to rename it to front door, and also going to duplicate it because we're going to be needing the duplicated part to fix any pinches or bad surface on the part we're going to be working on. All right, so making sure that the part we duplicated is selected, I'm going to press H to hide it, and let's select the first part again. Press 3 to go to side view and into edit mode. I'm going to select all these vertices here, and let's zoom in a bit, and pressing G twice, I'm going to slide them just so slightly, like so that this part aligns perfectly with this outline here. Okay, now let's press K to activate the knife tool, and I'm going to make a cut on this vertex here, and moving the knife tool diagonally, I'm going to make another cut here. And you can actually move the knife tool freely, but I want to use the axis to make sure that I have much more of straight lines. So I'm going to press Y to move it along the Y axis perfectly, and I'm going to make another cut here, and to unlock it from the Y axis I'm going to press Y twice, and let's move it here like so, and let's move it along the Z axis like so. Okay, and finally I'm going to make the last cut on this vertex here. Press enter to confirm it, and maybe I can move this upwards so slightly, and let's bring this down a bit. Okay, let's activate the knife tool again, and let's make another cut here. Okay, and the last cut I'm gonna make it on this edge here. Let's press enter to confirm that. All right, so you can see we are having some very terrible shading here, and that's because these vertices don't really have supporting edges that connects them with these other vertices here. They are kind of like they're on their own. So to fix that, let's go to side view, and I'm going to add a single vertex here. Let's slide it upwards, making sure that it aligns with this other vertex here, like so. And I'm going to do the same thing here and align it with this other vertex. So I'm going to select these two vertices. Let's press J to join them together. The same thing here. Let's press J, and with these I'm going to select both of them. Press J to join, and these also. Let's press J. Select these two, and I'm going to add an edge loop here, and let's just slide it, making sure that this vertex aligns with this vertex, and selecting both of them. I'm going to press J to join them together. Add an edge loop here too. Select both, press J, select both of them, press J, and I'm gonna select these, and let's press J. And the last vertices I'm going to join together are these and these. Press J to join them together. All right, so let's press 3 to go into face selection mode. Oh, okay, before that, let's go back to vertex selection, and maybe we can just slide these a bit more to straighten that up. All right, let's go back into face selection mode and select these 3 faces. Let me load in a different reference image that clearly shows how this part looks. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. So you can see it looks nothing like what we got here, but we're gonna fix that. So the first thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to press I to insert a face. So about here. Let's insert another face here. And I'm gonna press E to extrude, and let's press X to move it along the X-axis inwards. Not too much, something like this. Okay. And you can see, let's bring back the previous reference image, which is this, I think. Yeah. So you can see we have a very perfect and smooth surface here. Compared to ours, it isn't perfect at all because we have this part bulging out a bit more. Actually, it's not perfect compared to the reference image. So to fix that, we are going to use the part we duplicated and just repeat the same process we did with the bumper. So with these selected, I'm going to come to the modifiers tab and select add modifier and select search, and I'm going to select shrink wrap. Okay, and in the target option, I'm going to select front door.001, and in the snap mode, I'm going to change it from on surface to inside. Okay, let's select that part, the front door.001. Let's unhide it, and let's increase the subdivision levels to 4. Okay, now we can hide it again, and let's select it and press H to hide it. All right, so looking at this mesh here, this shape we've got here, you can see we have a perfect bevel running downwards, like even bevel running downwards here, but as we go upwards, it seems to tighten up, and I think clipping with itself at the top here. So to fix that, I think let's select this and let's go into vertex selection. Select these 2 vertices, and I'm going to move them downwards along the Z-axis, like so, just so that clipping goes away. And even though we still can't get it perfect or looking like the bottom part, I think this is okay for now. We can find our way and fix it later on. So let's also bring this down too, or let's bring this down, like so. Okay, all right, let's go to edge selection mode, and let me bring back the image editor and bring back this other image. Okay, so you can see we are getting it to look just like what we have in the reference here. Perfect. perfect, but we still have to make some corrections. So I think okay, the first thing I'm gonna do, still in edge selection mode, let's go into wireframe. Okay, let's go to vertex selection. Select these two vertices. Let's press J to join them together. Select these and these, press J, join, and let's go into edge selection mode. And I'm going to hold Alt and let's click on this edge to select all these other edges. And coming over here, I'm going to hold Shift and holding Alt, let's left click on this other edge to select all these other edges too. And I'm going to bevel and scroll up on your mouse wheel just once to add a single edge loop in the middle. Okay, so we have two segments and this is my width. Okay. Okay, so getting to this point, let's see how we can make this looking exactly or almost exactly like the reference image here. So if you were to imagine this part here to connect with itself, you can, that is the upper arc and the lower arc. You can see it's almost like a perfect circle. It's almost rounded compared to the reference image. It's kind of like an oval shape. So let's see how we can move a few vertices just to get it looking this way. So I'm gonna go into edit mode and let's go into vertex selection. And the first thing I'm going to do, let's select these two vertices and let's see, let's move them up like so, and maybe we can bring this downwards just slightly. Okay, and I'm going to slide these down here like so. I can select these vertices and just going to slide them upwards slightly like so, and select these vertices, let's move them upwards slightly, move this down, let's also move this slightly. So I feel this side is a bit too longer than this other side, even though they are equally different in the reference image as well. I think ours is just too longer. So to fix that, let's go into edit mode and I'm gonna select all these vertices, and along the y-axis I'm just gonna move them slightly backwards like so. Okay, maybe let's bring these down as well, bring them down just slightly. Okay, all right, let's see how everything looks in the studio lighting. Okay, all right, and I don't think this part goes like, sorry, these parts, they go inwards like they do. So I'm going to go to face selection and I'm going to select these three faces here and these three faces select these three faces here too, and along the x-axis I'm going to push them outwards like so. Yeah, okay, and let's go into edge selection mode. Select these edge, holding control, select the one on the opposite side, select all these other ones, and I'm just going to move them upwards like so. Okay, let's go back to the material lighting. All right, all right. Okay, so getting to this point here, I wouldn't want to waste much time just on this part alone, because it's looking decent, it's looking nice. And also one thing, if you are working on minor or tiny parts like this on any model you are making, it's not advisable trying to add too many details or much details to that part, because chances are when you are rendering it out or using it in any form of animation, it's not even going to be seen in the camera. Not It's all those details you're adding, it's not going to be seen. So it's more important to give more emphasis to the larger parts, the parts that is going to be seen throughout. Give more emphasis to that. So I would like to call it done here, and let's work on these other details I said we're going to be working on over here. Let's open that up. These parts here, I'm gonna add in a plane. Let's rotate it on the x-axis by 90 degrees and scale it down like so. Let's come over to the snapping tool here and select face project, and let's check align rotation to target. All right, you can either press shift and tap to activate, or just click on the magnet icon here to activate the snapping tool. Press G to grab, and let's bring it over here. Scale it down some more. I'm going to scale it along the Y local axis like this, and move it along the X local axis this. So let's see exactly how this is placed, though it's not clearly showing on the blueprint, but let's try. I think it's somewhere here like so. Okay, let's go into edit mode and into vertex selection. I'm gonna select these bottom vertices and move them along the X local axis like this, slanting them this way, and also gonna select these ones here, and let's move them along the Y local axis upwards like this. Let's press A to select everything, and we bring them down slightly, and move them out this way. You can even select these two, and let's move them out a bit more. Like this. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to do, I want to add some lip cuts to the plane so that we can perfectly snap it to the mesh with our snapping tool and the shrink wrap modifier we'll be using. So let's just press Ctrl R and left click twice on these, and just type in here 10 to add 10 loop cuts. Let's go to edge selection mode, select these two edges here, and let's dissolve them. Go back into vertex selection. But before then, let's just apply scale to this so our bevel works correctly. So I'm going to select these 4 vertices here, and with Control Shift B, I'm going to bevel like so. Okay. And I'm going to press A to select everything. And let's go into face selection mode. Press I to insert a face like this. And this is okay. Okay. Let's press X and delete faces to delete all the inner faces here. And next, I'm going to, let's turn off the snapping tool for now. And I'm going to add an edge loop here. Let's press / to go into local view, and press G and press Z twice to go to move it along the Z local axis. And I'm just going to move it backwards like so. Perhaps a bit more backwards. Okay, let's go back into our normal view, and the next thing I want to do, let's add a shrink wrap modifier to this to perfectly snap it to this mesh. So come over to the modifiers tab and let's select shrink wrap, and I'm just going to select this eyedropper and place it on these parts here. Okay. All right, we can apply that. And let's add a subdivision surface. Go into edit mode, press A to select everything, and let's move it outwards. Let's see. Select all these edges here and let's move them backwards. So, and press A to select everything and just move it out. Wait, let me see. Okay. All right, that is looking okay. Just select these, right click and let's shed smooth it. I think that is okay. It's okay. So the next and the last thing I'm going to do is adding these circular parts here. So I'm gonna add in cylinder. Oh, let's add in a circle here, and let's move it forward, scale it down, and I'm gonna spin it on the X by 90 degrees, scale it down some more, and let's go into edit mode. Press 1 to go into vertex selection and press F to fill that face. Okay, I'm going to reactivate the snapping tool and press G to grab it over here. We can scale it down some more. Like this. And let's go into our front view to see where to place it. I think it's here. We can't see it from the side view, so I think it's here. And the next thing I'm going to do, let's go back into edit mode, and I'm gonna press I to insert a face, these and press X, and let's delete faces. Let's add in an edge loop here, and I'm gonna add in a shrink wrap modifier to it, and let's place the eyedropper on this as our shrink wrap object, and with Ctrl A over here I'm going to apply that, and let's go into edit mode and into local view with these vertices still selected. Before that, let's turn off the snapping tool. I'm going to move them along the Z local axis, like so. Okay, let's go back into normal view and press A to select everything, and let's move the whole mesh forward like this. Okay, and I'm going to add in a subdivision surface. Just press Ctrl and 2 to add it in, and I'm going to right click and let's shade smooth. See how it's looking. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, I think it's looking perfect. Perfect. Cool. Yeah. All right, so I'm simply going to select these together with these, and let's press Ctrl J to join them together, and we have to mirror them to this other side. So let's add in a mirror modifier to it. So let's select that, and I'm going to select mirror, and let's place this on the bonnet. Okay, and I'm just gonna move the mirror upwards. Okay, so you can tell from the reference here that these have actually been cut into this part here, and not what we made them to look like. We created the illusion that they've also been cut in as well, whereas it's not so. And we achieved that by snapping them and shrink wrapping them to this mesh here. And the most important thing that actually created this illusion was the fact that we moved these vertices here backwards. That's the most important thing for this illusion. All right, so I'll call this done for this part, and in the next part we are going to create the roof and also the windshield. I'm really happy you follow along to this point, and see you in the next part.